We have recruited government officials through competitive exams for the last more than 1,000 years. 1,000 years. Then we also recorded King's remark, official and unofficial, for 500 years, then totaling 888 volumes of royal chronicles. In the last half century, Korea has achieved unparalleled development. Our per capita GDP rose 180 times from just mere $158 in 1960 to $29,743 in 2017. Our foreign trade has reached over $1 trillion a year. Our social progress is also formidable. Korea's life expectancy is now 82.4 years, which is 1.6 years longer than OECD average. And no Korean is left behind in terms of receiving public health care thanks to our public health schemes. Obviously, our stunning development were possible because we Koreans work hard. However, I must also acknowledge that Korea's development has also benefited from outside assistance, like that of the United States in particular. During the Korean War, the United States sent 1.8 million troops to Korea to save South Korea. Since the end of the war, US Forces Korea has provided a strong bulwark for security and stability. From 1966 to 1981, 2,068 Peace Corps volunteers served in Korea. And up to early 2000, the US was the largest our trade partner, absorbing 1/5 of Korean exports. As a subset of US-Korea relations, the ties between Korea and the state of Washington are also remarkable. Washington's exports to Korea amount to $4 billion a year. And in these states, we have 87,000 Korean Americans plus about 50,000 Korean permanent residents. They formed about 60 associations, and they contribute to the diversity and welfare of these states. Washington State has maintained a sistership agreement relationship with Jeonbuk Province since 1996. In fact, Governor Inslee visited Korea in October 2015, and Lieutenant Habib also visited Korea last year, September. And currently, 14 cities in the state of Washington have established sistership agreement with Korean counterparts. For instance, the city of Seattle with Daejeon City in Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, now Korea is opening the new chapter for Korean history. I am pleased to inform you that the Inter-Korean Détente has made unbelievable progress since last January. The third South-North Summit was held in Pyongyang very successfully last month, and the two leaders agreed to terminate military hostility, promote social and economic exchanges, and pursue denuclearization. Even two Koreas will work together in an effort to host a joint Summer Olympics in 2032. I believe that the third Inter-Korean Summit revived US and North Korean commitment toward denuclearization in the North. We hope that the second US and North Korean summit will take place as soon as possible and agreed to detailed measures to denuclearize the North Korea. The Korean government highly values our alliance and cooperation with the United States. I believe that our joint efforts will lead to complete denuclearization of North Korea, hence to the lasting peace and stability in Northeast Asia.
Well, thank you so much, and I want to say, because not only am I Lieutenant Governor, but Governor Inslee is gone out of state this week, so I'm your acting governor as well. So in both of those capacities, on behalf of the state of Washington, I want to wish everyone a very happy Korean National Day. 국경일을 축하합니다. How's that? I want to thank Consul General Lee for his remarks and for his friendship, and truly for, since he came into this role last year, being a very active member of our consular community here, our larger diplomatic community and our civic community. I want to thank the other members of the Consular Association who are here. Thank you for showing the respect of your respective constituencies and helping to make Washington State a place where we convene and come together in a spirit of global friendship, particularly on these occasions of joy and celebration. I also want to recognize a friend of mine and a real leader in our state, Justice Steve Gonzalez, who's here. Justice Gonzalez has been on the bench, I think 7 years? 7 years now, and is an inspiration to all of us who are not only work in the legal profession, but also who care about our state being a global capital of diversity and showcasing, which was an inspiration to me as an Iranian American and to my mother, who's a judge, that this is really a country where immigrants can do anything, and new American families are welcome to be leaders at all levels. So join me in congratulating Justice Steve Gonzalez and thanking him for his service. We are a state that, we have such a special relationship with South Korea. And you heard the Consul General mention a few of the ways in which we know that's true. South Korea is regularly one of our 5 top trading partners. We regularly host delegations from Korea, and we ourselves go. I was really honored and pleased that the first trip organized from my office after I was sworn in, the first trip that we organized was to South Korea. And I got a chance to go and visit our sister state, Jeollabuk-do province, to go and visit Pyeongchang and Yonsei University, and of course to go to Seoul and visit a lot of the great businesses that are doing work here and made investments here in Washington State, and ones that we hope will expand. So that's one element of the relationship, but we also know there's the strong contributions made by Korean Americans. And I had the privilege of working with the first Korean American woman to be a state legislator anywhere in the United States, Cindy Ryu. She and Marilyn Strickland were the first 2 women, Korean American women, to be mayors anywhere in the country. And of course, Marilyn Strickland now runs the Seattle Chamber right here in Seattle. There are countless examples in the legal community, the medical community, the small business community, the technology sector, of course, in which Korean Americans are leaders. And Consul General Lee is right that that's in large part because of how hard immigrants work, and I would say, and I would put Korean Americans right at the top of that list. And I also think it's because we have so many shared values. I remember when I was in law school, a law school that's gotten some attention recently, I went to Yale Law School, and the dean of the Yale Law School at that time was Harold Hung-Ju Ko. And Dean Ko would go on to become general counsel to then Secretary Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State in the State Department. But Dean Ko taught us a Korean proverb that he learned from his grandmother.
Very important that you recognize the great operative, and you would like to raise a glass in the hopes of peace and prosperity on the Korean Peninsula. Congratulations. Cheers.
한국의 무궁한 번성과 그리고 한국인과 미국 간의 영원한 우정을 위하여 건배를 드립시다.
Yeah, we're gonna. No, of course. Same time. You know, they